In London's heart, where modern traffic hums like bees around a flower, the ghost of a church keeps vigil. Only stone walls and a tower remain, their open windows framing the sky like giant ribs. This is Christchurch Greyfriars. Born as a Franciscan friary in 1225, expanded into a vast church nearly 300 feet long, second in size only to St. Paul's Cathedral. Built partly at the expense of Queen Margaret of France and decorated with 11 altars, it was a place of splendour. Beneath its flagstones lay the hearts and bodies of queens: Eleanor of Provence, Margaret of France, Isabella of France, and Joan of the Tower. The Friars' Library, founded by Lord Mayor Dick Whittington, nurtured learning. Grey habits whispered through cloisters, while the city murmured outside. The Reformation shattered this peace. In 1538, the friary was dissolved and its treasures plundered, yet a parish church rose from the ruins. Edward VI founded Christ's Hospital in 1552. Orphan boys in blue coats filled the pews, singing beneath a roof rumoured to be supported by pews made from a Spanish galleon. The Great Fire of 1666 reduced Christchurch Greyfriars, along with 87 other churches, to ashes. Sir Christopher Wren rebuilt it as a Baroque masterpiece, a lofty nave with Corinthian columns, clear glass windows, and a steeple adorned with carved pineapples. The Lord Mayor came each Easter to hear the Spittal sermon. Felix Mendelssohn played Bach on his organ in 1837, and Samuel Wesley's chords filled the space. Under this music, generations were baptized, married, and buried. By autumn 1940, the war darkened Britain's skies. After the Luftwaffe failed to achieve air superiority in the Battle of Britain, Germany turned to nighttime bombing to destroy British morale and infrastructure. It was to become known as the Blitz, a sustained bombing campaign from the 7th of September 1940 to 11th of May 1941. London was bombed for 57 consecutive nights and more than 40,000 civilians were killed. As bombs fell, Prime Minister Winston Churchill recognised the symbolic power of St. Paul's Cathedral. He instructed that, at all costs, St. Paul's must be saved. Volunteers of the St. Paul's Watch climbed its dome to douse incendiary bombs, embodying the nation's resolve. On the night of the 29th of December 1940, the so-called Second Great Fire of London, the Luftwaffe poured incendiaries and high explosives onto the city. 8 of Wren's churches burned. Flames tore through Christchurch Greyfriars, and amid the inferno, an unknown fireman rescued the church's only surviving fitting, the carved wooden font cover topped by an angel. The roof collapsed, but the tower and 4 stone walls stood, scorched, yet defiant. After the Blitz, Christchurch Greyfriars Parish merged with St. Sepulchre's. It was decided not to rebuild. The ruins were listed as a Grade 1 listed building in 1950, but parts of the remaining walls were later demolished to widen King Edward Street. The rescued font cover found sanctuary in St. Sepulchre without Newgate. In 1989, the nave became a garden. Box-edged flower beds now sit where pews once stood, and wooden frames draped with clematis rise where columns held up the roof. Roses bloom where royal tombs lay, and lavender perfumes the air, while buses rumble past. Today, the ruins of Christchurch Greyfriars are both memorial and oasis. They tell a story of faith, destruction, and resilience. Standing among the flowers, one can imagine the friars, queens, schoolboys, and fire watchers whose lives intertwined here. The surviving tower, now a private residence, looks over a garden that symbolises rebirth. And across the road, St. Paul's dome still crowns the skyline, saved at all costs as Churchill ordered, a beacon that rallied Londoners through the Blitz and continues to speak of courage and endurance.